Ethereum, it is finally pushing. But let's try to analyze together which are the reasons behind this pump. And most of all, guys, what we need to know is if this is something that is sustainable or it is just like a dead cat bounce that will be just end up with a new low in the coming weeks or a couple of months. So I have prepared for you this video finding which are the main drivers that could push the price of ETH up or down in the coming weeks. Stay tuned, guys, because it's so important for you to understand the situation. We have been talking about BTC. I will publish a video soon about altcoins, but you need to understand ETH because ETH is the main driver for the rest of the market. If BTC has been in an uptrend since 2023 at the end of the story, but the rest of the market has been struggling a lot. What we need is ETH in a healthy uptrend. In this video, I want to tell you what has to happen in order to see that healthy uptrend. Guys, before to start, let me say this channel is just about educational content. Nothing has to be intended as financial advice. If you want to invest in anything, that's fine, but do always your own research before. And guys, if you want to invest in anything, it's so important that you take responsibility of your own portfolio, understanding which are the risks, which is your own profile risk, because otherwise you will only lose money no matter what the market is going to do. Guys, don't forget to leave us a big thumbs up, drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what you think about this pump. It's something fake that will be just end with another dump soon, or is it something new, a new trend that is igniting just right now? Okay, guys, I already have on my screen the chart of ETH, and as you can see, it's pretty impressive. From here to the last top, we did something like 80%. And right now we are dealing with the resistance about 2,500. That is also about the level of the crypto reserve. One possible target could be the 200 days moving average. That's a possible first target. That's something that we could reach by the end of May. Obviously, another thing has to be said. Always remember that this kind of impulsive movements, yes, lovely, but it doesn't mean that it's gonna last. If we check in the past, and for example, what happened with this pump over here, in this pump over here, the ETF of ETH has been approved. And as you can see, we had this big impulse movement with a slightly continuation, but after a couple of days, it ended up having a new low. Is it the same case or not? Well, I do think that it's pretty different, this situation, because if here we had just news that pushed the price instantly on the up, here we don't have much in terms of news. Yes, it's true, the Pectra update, upgrade of, or better, hard fork of the Ethereum chain has gone live just yesterday, the other day, the 7th of May, and it has brought a couple of improvements in terms of scalability, validator usability, smart accounts, so account abstraction, and also it has increased the number of ETH that can be staked into a single validator, so it's much smooth the process. And that's something that is so important because it's a factor that could be an enabling factor for another thing that could happen in June that could push the price even higher. I will talk about that just in a second. What I want to say before digging into the future news and future rumors that could push the price higher or lower, I want to just focus for a second about the differences between this pump and this. Here, it looks something that has been much more architected just to manipulate the price on the downside before pushing at a higher price. I don't think that in May we are going to see a downtrend, because if you see on a monthly time frame, we already had a pretty unusual situation, because if you count in the last 12 months, we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 candles that were red candles and only 2 green candles. To find again a situation like this one, we have to go back to this situation in March to November 2018, when we had 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 candle out of 10 candles. And as you can see, after this terrible situation, we had again an uptrend that brought the price from 83 to 367. So it means like 5x higher. Obviously, going 5x from this level is not going to be easy, but at least we could say that the likelihood to have a green candle for the month of May is much higher than the past. Now that we have understood the really short term, let's try to understand what is going to happen for Ethereum. Is it something that has a future that could reach a new all-time high? Because the end of the story, if you think about it, since November 2021, it has been like 4 or 5 years. We never had a new high. It has been a long time. In the while, we had ETF, the ETF, two main upgrades to the network. Here we have gone from proof of work to proof of stake. Here we had Pactra, that has been a major thing. Well, here we had also about layer 2 in order about scalability and so on. So the network of Ethereum has changed a lot. Many people are wondering if ETH, so Ethereum, can have a future or will be simply beaten by chains like Solana or all the new chains that are maybe faster, cheaper, and whatever. I want to say one thing, guys. If you want to know, at least as of now, which is the main chain, you have to check 2 main things. Let me show you. The first thing that you have to check is who is using this chain. And obviously what we care is about institution right now. Guys, remember, we are not anymore early. This is the run of institutions. So what we need to understand is what institutions are using. And as you can see, in terms of TVL and also RWA counts or protocols, I'm using a RWA.xyz. It's a pretty good application if you want to know, if you want to use it also by yourself. And there is no comparison. Something like 60% of the overall market cap of RWA is on Ethereum. And the number 2 is ZK Sync, that is just layer 2 on Ethereum. So Ethereum is the core of everything regarding RWA. And if we try to extend to the other big topic, it's about stablecoins, guys. Stablecoins will be the big narrative of 2025. Wait for the Stablecoin Act to be approved. Probably it will be around August, something like that. There has been something halting, just an announcement that came out at the Senate in the United States regarding the new framework, but it is still under discussion and something new will come out. But the main point is that 50% of the overall market cap of stablecoins is on Ethereum, guys. I'm not even counting the layer 2, but just Ethereum is about 50%. So, and if you compare, Ethereum has something like double the second player, that is Tron. So it's tough to say, or at least to not be bullish on ETH. ETH is still the core infrastructure, the backbone of the overall crypto and blockchain infrastructure, at least in terms of utility. And that's the reason why I'm surprised to see still the price of ETH so cheap. If you wonder about what is going to happen in the future, there are 2 main things that are going to happen. So first of all, there is this proposal by Vitalik that is proposing changing the virtual machine from the actual EVM to the RISC-V. That is another kind of virtual machine that is using Rust, that is more scalable, that has been already used by other chains like, for example, Sei or also Polkadot. So it's not something new in the world of blockchains. When it comes to Ethereum, Ethereum has been one of the first movers. And obviously, when they started, the kind of stock in terms of language, in terms of virtual machine and so on, it was different from what we have seen in the evolution, so what we have available right now. So one of my biggest questions that I always had when it comes to Ethereum is that how they will be able to keep the pace with the constant innovation in the space that is coming. This could be this proposal could be a solution to this problem. I'm not a technician, so I will not go deeper into this topic. I will also leave, obviously, the link to the proposal into the comment section and also into the description below if you want to check it by yourself. There is also an article that I will also add by Vitalik that is going deeper into the this situation. Overall, there is a lot of debate if it's a good idea, because obviously that's a huge thing, changing everything, make it compatible. It's literally a radical change of the overall way that Ethereum has been thought at the beginning. If you think about from this point to potential new high over here we had proof of work and EVM, Ethereum virtual machine. Here we can have a new virtual machine and we are proof of stake with layer 2 and scalability and account extraction. So it's a completely different thing. The only common thing that these two assets are having is mailing. In both of the cases, they were number 2 player when it comes to blockchain. And as I just show you here, it is still the backbone of the overall infrastructure. So I'm pretty bullish. I do think that if they will be able to build a roadmap, if there will be consensus among the developers, because obviously this is a big change, that's something that could ignite and create buying pressure. And it's obviously much easier to sell something like a promise instead of having it in action. So even if the real transition from one virtual machine to a new one will take time, it will happen in 1 year, couple of years, something like that. There is still no roadmap, so it's impossible to be said. It's possible that in the meantime, rumors and buy pressure could come on the promise of Ethereum becoming really scalable and solving its problems that could slow down the growth. The other big news is about Ethereum staked ETF. Right now, the ETF on ETH is not staked. So basically, you can't earn rewards for validating transactions. And obviously, it makes less appealing because one of the big advantages of Ethereum compared to Bitcoin is that it's having a native yield. But if you are just holding the ETF, you are not getting that. There are still a couple of things that has to be solved in terms of compliancy. Obviously, the fact that the amount of ETH that could be staked into single validator is increasing, it makes easier and more manageable. The main problem when it comes to validators and increasing the number of ETH that could be staked into a single validator is about decentralization. As of now, 5 players are controlling most of the staked ETH through liquid staking solutions and validate node management. So that's something that, it's somehow worrisome, but I don't think that we can reach 100% of decentralization. We have to find a way, that is a balance, a trade-off, the most efficient trade-off in order to make the whole thing working and at the same time guaranteeing also a decent decentralization. A first proposal for the staked ETF has been rejected in April, and a new response will come out around the end of May, beginning of January, and many new players are filing for that. According to BlackRock, what I think is that adding the staking feature to the ETF of Ethereum could grow a lot the demand. So maybe this could be the big trigger. I don't know if it will happen in June or maybe it will take another couple of months. What I know is that it's coming. It's on a roadmap, and that's something that sooner or later will come. And the evolution of the tech stack of the chain, Ethereum being the backbone of everything at the end of the story, because if you think about it, we have been talking about Solana for a while, but at the end of the story, Solana, aside from meme coins, doesn't have much. So there is no reason why Ethereum could not push and do something like what Solana has done, don't forget that Solana was dead. I can even show you, just for as a reminder, the chart of Solana. But look at here. I mean, here everyone was saying Solana is dead. From here to the previous high, I mean, guys, we did something like 36x, 36. I mean, that's a lot. And with any probability, we'll do new all-time highs also in the coming months. So I don't see any reason why not to be bullish on ETH. I don't have a time frame. I don't know when it will happen. There is a possibility that the actual movement could be the movement that we were waiting for. But again, it's too early. Let's first regain the 200 days moving average. Let's close this green month and let's go step by step. Don't lose the my next video about altcoins, because I will tell you which are the charts that you have to take in account and analyze if you want to understand when the alt season could start. And obviously everything is related to Ethereum. So first of all, what we need for an alt season is BTC. It has to not jump. It has to keep growing steady. Second, ETH has to start an uptrend, a consistent and strong uptrend. If we have these two elements, the third thing is we need to have confirmation by altcoins. And that's what I will show you into my next video. Guys, let me know what you think about this topic. Let me know what you think about Ethereum is going to reach a new all-time high, when. And don't forget to leave us a big thumbs up, drop a comment. I will see you soon in another video. Bye, guys.